Hey guys, so sorry I'm looking a little rough, but I had a really late night, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. So yesterday I went to my first concert ever, and I went to see the 1975, and I kind of want to talk about my experience going to a concert for the first time, specifically what the 1975 concert was like, and just kind of have it like a really chit-chatty, casual video. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I really never went to a concert, partly because of the financial aspect. Like, I didn't feel like I wanted to spend money. Like, I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of money to spend on things that even though I would really enjoy. And also, I was always really worried of going because I have a lot of anxiety, and doing anything out of the ordinary really eggs it on. So weeks prior to the concert, I was already starting to get anxiety about it, just thinking, oh my gosh, what if I bought fake tickets? Oh my gosh, what is it gonna be like? Am I gonna hate it? Is it gonna be what I hoped it would be? You know, all these questions, and it's been keeping me up a lot. The night before the concert, which I really needed rest for, I didn't get any rest at all. I just didn't sleep. And my insomnia is like due to my anxiety, and it happens a lot, but it was a lot to deal with. And I really wasn't prepared for what it was gonna be like, because like I said, it was my first concert, and also I really didn't know how popular the band was in my area, how big the venue was. I really couldn't find any information on it. All I knew was that my friend had seen Panic at the Disco at the same venue like a month ago or something, and she told me how she had gotten there at 5 o'clock and they were already still like in the back and nowhere near the front or anything. And so I was like, oh boy, so I know I have to get there super early. So I went with my sister, and the concert was in Seattle, and I live about like an hour away, but with traffic it's like 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And of course I hit traffic, and my sister was working until 2 p.m. so I was gonna get there at 2 p.m. then get ready, change, and go. The whole day I couldn't eat because I was so excited and so anxious about everything working out okay. Like, I wasn't sure how we were gonna get there exactly, if we were gonna use like transit or if we were gonna try and find parking somewhere. It was just, I just couldn't eat, and the drive was really miserable because of the traffic, and I was like 0.2 seconds away from a panic attack, just having to do a new experience, having to drive to Seattle, which is one of the worst drives. Like, I think I'd rather drive 8 hours through Montana and all that, like that way, than drive just to Seattle because the traffic is terrible. And it was just a lot. Luckily my sister put up with me. I made her check the tickets like 50,000 times. I made her tell me when exactly we had to leave to be there on time. It was probably a lot for her to deal with. But we ended up leaving her house at 4:15 to get to the light rail transit place. We drove my car there, and that was 10-minute drive or something. And we managed to get there right on time. It was $5 for me to ride for the day pass. $5, and we got there right when the train was, or the transit thing, whatever you want to call it, light rail was coming. And we made it. And so we got to the stop of the light rail, and it's right next to all the stadiums, so Safeco Field, CenturyLink Field, and WAMU Theater, which is where the concert was. And so we were walking, just following people because we really didn't know where we were going, and we turn the corner and we see the lines already. I just think it's so insane. We got there like right before 5, like 4:50 or something, because I wanted to get there at 5. I didn't need to be in the front, like that's not me. I'm not a fangirl. I'm not like, oh my god, sweat on me. That's not who I am. I just really wanted to see them because I love their musicality. I love the lyrics. Like, the lyrics really hit me hard, and I just like Matty as a person. Like, the interviews I see from him and stuff, how philosophical he is and how he really thinks about things and how transparent it is. So we get there and the lines are insane. They're trying to get this huge mob of people into lines because they're gonna start like putting people through the metal detectors and the security. And there's like people smoking in line, which my sister hated because she hates the smell of smoke. It gives her a headache, and a lot of screaming girls with glitter on their faces, which I'm not like judging, you do you, but it's not really my scene, and it made my sister a little uncomfortable because, mind you, she only knows like 3 of their songs and she just went with me because I really wanted to. By the way, I think in total I paid $46 for my ticket, in case you're wondering, and I got them like 3 weeks before the concert, probably even 2 weeks before. So yeah, I thought it was really affordable. It was finally a band that was affordable enough for me to be willing to spend that money and that I really liked. I had gotten obsessed with them and I listened to their music like every day, so we went. Waiting in line was the most boring part. I wasn't sure how strict security was going to be in letting me bring in water or food or anything for that matter, because I always know like they don't want you to bring outside food because they want you to buy their expensive food. But we finally are getting in, and right when they opened the metal detectors, there was like a huge rush of like people just like running towards them, and I didn't understand what was going on. And mind you, I've been in a school shooting, and I've never seen people run like that, and it was like mob mentality, scary. Like, if I'm so glad I wasn't sitting anymore, because I was sitting in line for a while, I would have been trampled. So I just don't understand why people ran to the metal detectors just to have to go through security, and like, there was really no point, but whatever. And so we get in the venue, it's super dark, there's a merch table, not sure where I'm going. I found the bathrooms, which was important because we were in line for a while. I think they opened the doors at 6:30, I think. And I think the concert was supposed to start at 9, like the opening acts were starting before that. Which I didn't even know there was opening acts. Like, I tried to find information on that and I could not find information. So yeah, so we get there and we already see the people going in the pit, like right up close to the stage. I'm just way too anxious to do that, and like I would be way too hot and everything. Also, wear comfortable clothing. I saw this girl in like a pleather skirt, high heels. There's no way she could have been comfortable the whole night. Like you can dress somewhat nice, but wear comfortable shoes. Wear closed-toed shoes because people are gonna step on your feet. That's a tip right there. You really should. Like, it's not really about looks. Like, the odds of them even seeing you are kind of slim. Sorry to pop your bubble, but it's kind of how it is. So that's a tip. But we see people there. There's like a 21 plus bar area, which I couldn't go into because I'm not 21. And then there was a balcony, which is just like a bunch of like stadium seats kind of. And so we find ourselves seats because I knew that I wasn't going to want to be in the pit the whole time. Like, maybe I wanted to experience it for 1 or 2 songs, but there was a much better vantage point on the balcony, so I would really recommend doing that. Plus, you have somewhere to put your stuff. I did go in the pit, and I didn't really like it because people's phones I only saw people's phones. I didn't see the stage really, or what they were doing on stage. I just saw people's phones, which wasn't really fun. So I would recommend, if they have a balcony, to definitely do it. I think it's worth it. I think you have a better experience that way, because he's not gonna touch you anyway. A really funny part of the concert was when the people in the front were just like, oh my god, touch me, like whatever. I don't know if they were saying that, but you know, like they hold their hands up like, please, oh my god, he touched my hand, you know, kind of thing. And and he was like, I'm not gonna touch you, there's no fucking point. And I thought that was kind of really funny, and like, it's really true. There's no point to do that. But the 1975 concert, I'm so glad I went for the first one, even though it was kind of a big concert to go to for my first one. It was amazing. The lights were so beautiful, like Loving Someone, the rainbow lights with the fog machine. It was so beautiful. I love the cityscapes in the back. There is one part during sex where it was like strobe light. Like, if you have epilepsy, I don't think you could go, because that was really intense lighting. But anyway, it was super beautiful. It wasn't too loud to the point where like all you hear is the bass. I heard everything perfectly clear. I did not hear the opening acts. Like, I could not understand anything they're saying, but I could understand the lyrics and what Maddie was saying, so that's good. He does smoke on stage, so but I think if you know them, you know that he does that. And it was just overall a really great night, really good experience. He tells you to put your phone away for a certain song, and I think that's really important because then you can just connect with it. You can have memories without sharing them and posting them on social media. Even though I experienced it way more. Like, I would just take like 10-second clips from most songs, and that's all I would do, because I really just wanted to be in the moment and experience this, because I know that getting myself to do that again and going through that terrible anxiety before is not going to be easy for me to get myself to do. So I was just really loving the moment. I went with my sister. My sister like fell in love with them. I just love them because they have such a good mix of style. So it's not like you're listening to like, it doesn't sound like you're listening to the same song over and over again. They have like gospel kind of influences. They have rock, pop of course, and then they have like a lot of electronic sounds. They have instrumentals, and it's great. The downside, it's Seattle, and especially during Chocolate, because it's about drugs, people were smoking weed, and I really don't like the smell of weed, but I knew that was probably going to happen, so just be prepared for that, I guess. Overall, it was great. I loved it. I recommend you see the show. It was amazing. The only downside is that now I have like the concert blues because it's after the concert and I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I was spending like a whole month preparing for a concert and getting myself excited for it and listening to their music on repeat, and like now I don't know what to do with myself. But yeah, I guess that was my first concert experience, going to the 1975, dealing with the anxiety of going and doing something out of my comfort zone. And I hope you guys maybe learned something or identified with me in this video, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.